Day 14. We're in Santa Cruz. I'll be hitchhiking out of Santa Cruz today. I'm just gonna quickly walk along the boardwalk again. And then we'll be walking out to a hitchhiking spot, trying to catch a ride south. Eventually we'll have to reconnect up with Highway 101. We're on Highway 1 right now. Once we get past Monterey, there's just no signal, so between here and Monterey we'll be cutting to the 101 at some point. I'll just have to figure that out as I go, as far as when and where I should be cutting over. So we'll figure that out, but for now I'm going to be just checking out Santa Cruz for another tiny bit, and then we'll be walking out to a hitchhiking spot. So that's the plan for today. We'll see how everything goes. Everything's kind of we just go with the flow here. There's not too much strict planning going on. Alright, let's go. Alright, we are good to go. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. Good to go. Let's roll. It's almost a little bit chilly with that breeze, but I know as soon as I get walking, I'm gonna start to heat up really quick. So I'm like cold right now. I give that like 1 or 2 minutes, and I'll be pretty warm from walking with the backpack on. It was nice for the Santa Cruz stream we did last night, because I got to drop my bag off because I stayed in a hostel in a real bed. Albeit a bunk bed, but a real bed. It was nice to walk around Santa Cruz with just my little backpack, rather than this dude. So, that was pretty fun. Hey McGC. How's your day going? Hostels are lovely. Yeah, I like hostels for the social aspect of them. But like, if I have a good camping spot and it's like a decent night, I sleep better in my tent. I love my tent. I love sleeping outside in nature. But it is nice to get a shower in the morning and to kind of be indoors. Like you can see there, it's all blue sky there, but over here it's kind of a foggy haze. We'll see if that changes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's gonna depend on the person. Different people will like different things. Uh-oh. What's uh-oh? What are we uh-ohing about? I love these trees, these like eucalyptus trees or whatever. Good, yourself? The weather, you want to say something for me? Like, this is still good hitchhiking weather, for sure. Just bump up my brightness. And like if the sun was low on the horizon right now, I'd say this is better than being sunny for hitchhiking specifically, because when the sun gets low on the horizon, either the sun's in my eyes or the sun's in the driver's eyes, and if the sun's in the driver's eyes, then I become like a silhouette on the road and they can't see, and it's one, dangerous, but two, they can't see me or see what I look like, and I'm less likely to get picked up hitchhiking if they can't see me. So I love the sun when it's like midday sun and it's up high, but when it's down on the horizon, It makes things more difficult. Hey Bailey. How's your day going? I've been getting quite a few late starts. The last couple days I've had like a place to stay, kind of, and I just want to take advantage of that, like a bed. So I tried to sleep in this morning. So, yeah. Usually when I hitchhike, I'm in my tent and I get up and pack up my tent like at first light. First light around here is like 6 in the morning. So I have done that a few times, I just haven't streamed like right from 6 a.m. yet on the stream. I have streamed twice, I think, from like when I'm taking down my tent in the morning. But most days I actually haven't started streaming until a bit later. How was the hostel amusement park? Yeah, the hostel is good. They've got like weird rules there. Like, it doesn't matter for me because I was staying for one night. But even if you're staying for multiple nights, you get kicked out at 11 a.m. and you can't come back till 5 p.m. You can't use any hostel facilities or stay there at all from 11 till 5 p.m. So it doesn't matter for me because I was one night. But I just thought that was a weird rule. And everyone that was staying there that I was talking to is kind of like, what is this bullshit? Kind of is bullshit. If you're paying for multiple nights there, like, kind of expect to be able to use the facilities at any time of the day. But yeah, my day's going well. Even though it's like slightly overcast, it's still really good hitchhiking weather. It's the arcade over there. Why, what were they? Like, you can leave your stuff there, I think. It's just, you're not allowed to be there. They clean the rooms. And then there's, I don't know, someone was saying something about, like, someone was blaming out on, like, the homeless population or something. I don't really know. I'd have to actually look into the rules. Because they were saying it's not the hostel's fault. It was, like, something about the Santa Cruz something or other. Tells them that's the way it is. I have no idea. I figured I'd just walk along the boardwalk, like, check all this stuff out one more time, and then, let's check this out. And then we can hitchhike out. They've got mini golf. So when I was what, like 13 years old or something like that, when the Wii first came out, the Nintendo Wii, I played a stacker game and I won a Nintendo Wii out. It's like the only thing I've ever won in my life was a Nintendo Wii off a stacker. That looks friendly. Cool. This is cool. Yeah, it's kind of a cool place. I like it. It's still a tourist destination, but it's a tourist destination for a reason. It's a beautiful, like, oceanside surf town with a bunch of fun things. Arcades. Amusement parks. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But I was tempted, like there's like beer and a restaurant up there. Like, ooh, I could go for, and also a coffee shop. Everything along this boardwalk though is pretty overpriced. That's just kind of what happens in touristy areas. Things cost a lot of money. So that's to be expected. But
I'm a hitchhiker. I don't have that much money, so I'm gonna buy stuff from not the super touristy areas. Albeit I did get a Cajun corn dog yesterday. My stomach didn't like that. My taste buds did though. See the wharf going out there? We walked out there yesterday, it was nighttime though. Kinda shame it's not sunny for this part of the stream at least. So we could get nice, beautiful blue ocean views.
Open. Open. What time open?
11.
Open. Open. Open.
Whereabouts are you from, Bailey? I'm always curious what different countries and states and stuff like that my people that end up finding my stream are from. Albeit you don't have to tell me because that is kind of personal information. But I always find it interesting. They had a guy from Bangladesh yesterday. Quite a few from different places in Europe. Multiple states around the US. A few Canadian provinces. I think it's pretty cool. Buttercup, baby, what you do? Greetings, Scar. I did sleep really well. I had a pretty quiet hostel room. A lot of the time you'll get, you know, some guy coming in drunk at like 2 in the morning. Someone just turns on the lights and everything like that. Someone snoring and stuff like that, but it was a pretty quiet room. And it was a 6-bed dorm, and I think 5 were full, so all things considered, it was a pretty decent hostel night. Because as I was saying just a little bit ago in this stream, a lot of times I sleep better in my tent. Like it's just me, my tent, in nature, and I usually sleep pretty well. There's that roller coaster, the old wooden one. Don't know when it was made, but it's old. I think I might have to turn around. The area up here is closed. I don't know if I can get out this way. Oh, now I can. I can get out this way. River path and bridge. That sounds about right. Alright, so we kind of just did a last walk by the Santa Cruz boardwalk, and now we're going to be yeah, I'm not even sure if because that's up here is the like railway bridge. I'm not sure if that's open to pedestrians or not. We might end up with what's that old movie with the kids and they're like walking across the railway bridge and train comes and it's really dramatic. Stand By Me or something? No, I forget. They're like going on an adventure to find a dead body. Stand By Me. Okay, yeah. We'd have that kind of moment. Because I did talk to the guy that that drove me in here. He gave me like a tour of the town. He said the rail line's still in use, so yeah. I've wanted to try like freight hopping, rail hopping for a while, but I don't know anyone that's done it. And I've always had this thing with trains. I love trains. I think they're just impressive to me. But if you mess with a train and you screw up, the train's gonna win every single time, and you're gonna die. So I don't mess with trains. I have a pretty high risk tolerance, but for a reason, trains are like, no, I'm gonna let you do your thing, train, because they're not very forgiving. Okay, there's a sidewalk on it. Yeah, I can do that apparently. People are walking across. Yeah. So, sure. Ooh, yeah, it smells like ocean. Estuary. It's the rail bridge. River estuary. Go out that way. Pacific Ocean is just out there. But we're gonna, walk over the river bridge. I think I am. Maybe I should navigate before I just give her. So a lot of the time I just kind of do things, but sometimes it's smart to actually know what you're doing. Yeah, so I cross, go straight. Murray, then turn left on something. Seabright. Murray, Seabright. You got it. We're in business. So yeah, I've got to make some decisions coming up because, well, one, I've been told the Highway 1 is closed at a certain point between Monterey and where it reconnects back up in, like, what, Santa Monica? Santa Barbara? Some kind of Santa? There's lots of Santas in California. So I'll show you what the bridge looks like. Oh, wooden sidewalk. But yeah, so I'm going to be reconnecting up with Highway 101 at some point. I just have to decide when I'll leave the 1 to reconnect with the 101. So, I'll have to figure that out coming up soon. thought I'd take a little stop here and I'd show you. So, when we're talking about camping, like, one of the things that people would look for is something that is covered from any potential rain or elements. And bridges are great for that. The problem is everyone knows that bridges are great for that, so I don't know if you can tell by that trash and stuff there, but this bridge is fairly frequented by the local population that do not have a home to stay in. So I generally try to find my own tucked away place where I can kind of just have a peaceful night to myself. So I'd avoid places like that. And I'd rather get rained on in my tent than be undercover, but sharing it with multiple other people. So, sideshow that. It's the bridge. Over there's the ocean. Oh. I think when I left it said like just over 2 miles to get to the spot where I'm going to try hitchhiking. The reviews on the spot said it's okay. It's not really that much out of Santa Cruz, so a lot of the traffic's going to be local. I'm just going to fly my south sign, letting them know that I'm like just going somewhere south, like not in town, not local. So hopefully we'll catch a ride. Given enough time, we will catch a ride regardless. That's just kind of how it works. No matter what you look like, no matter how you do it, eventually someone will pick you up. Okay. Where did we come out at? Everyone say goodbye to the amusement park and the boardwalk and the Pacific Ocean for a while probably, and the river and the bridge. So we'll be working our way inland to find a spot on Highway 1 to catch a ride south. It's pretty beautiful. Got the amusement park, the wharf or whatever behind that, restaurants and some bars and stuff. I like it. Alright, continuing. See if I can get an extra little crank on my waist belt to get a little extra weight off my shoulders. I've noticed both in my belt loops and my waist belt on my backpack that I have lost weight on this trip, which always happens when I travel because I never eat enough. There we go. And when I do travel, I'll see like people with like backpacks like this, and they're walking long distances without doing up their waist belt. I don't know how or why they do that. Like your hips and your legs are designed to carry weight, and like if you transfer all that weight from the backpack onto your legs, like you might feel it a little bit, but your legs are used to that. If you just have all that weight sitting on your shoulders are not meant, like, they're not used to having a ton of weight just sitting on them. They never evolved for that. Their legs did. So if you wear a backpack with a waist belt and you've got weight on you, use your waist belt. Makes your life so much better. Like, you really shouldn't have that much weight coming down on your shoulders. Like, your shoulder straps are almost there to just hold the bag against your back. It's not even really there to support the weight. That's what your hips and legs are for. If there is some kind of cheap food joint along the way, I might grab something. Again, just because I never eat enough food when I'm traveling. When I do eat food, it's never very good for me. But it keeps me satiated, gives me energy, keeps me going. Also, I have to put on sunscreen at some point. I'm naturally a very pale guy. The burger joint up a little is good. Betty Burgers. I can try it out. Let's try it out. Rather than just going to some chain fast food joint. Alright, let's check it out. It's right here. It's good. How's yours? Yeah? Awesome. Do you guys take credit cards?
Visa, MasterCard.
Visa, MasterCard. Beauty. Thank you. Alright, let's set you guys up. Alright. Maybe I should sit on the other side because the sun's at my back and the window's at my back. Maybe the lighting would be better that way. I don't know. Damn, you got south fast? Yeah, we actually did go pretty fast, didn't we? It's day 14 and gone all the way through Washington, Oregon. Now we're about halfway through California, so we've done pretty well. Done pretty well. Sorry, we didn't get a chance to meet up with Stanford. Yeah. Even when I was hitchhiking south of San Francisco, it was going to depend on my rides. I got picked up in San Francisco and got a ride right to Santa Cruz. And at that point, I was like, yeah. So that actually would have been really cool. And I brought that up several times. I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to go check out Stanford. It would have been cool. I do really appreciate the offer. That would have been cool. And that would have been the first like viewer meetup, someone that's watched my stream and we end up meeting up and doing something. So would have been cool. Maybe I'll be back. No worries, man, as long as you're still enjoying the journey. I am. I'm having a great time. But maybe I'll just do like a big, like I'll go down to like down California, then cut east, go across the southern states, and then up the east coast, and then back across. Maybe I'll be back in California again. Who knows? There's a lot of places to see in the United States. I could do this for like 2 years, and I still wouldn't have gone everywhere. So. But I'm, like I've kind of said on other days, if I do this for a while and this continues to be like fun for me and fun for people watching, and the channel grows and everything goes well, I think it'd be great to turn Hitchhiking America into hitchhiking other places. So the next obvious choice would be Europe. Essentially, we're limited to places that have good data networks that can support video live streaming in most places. Ideally, not just in city centers, but also on the highways connecting cities. So I wish there was like fast like satellite or like data beamed from space, so even when you're in super rural areas, then we could still do this, because a lot, like some of my favorite times hitchhiking have been from rural town to rural town, and we just wouldn't have signal to be able to do this in a lot of rural towns. So Lutek, thanks for following the channel. I hope that I pronounced that right. But yeah, hope you're enjoying the stream so far. We will be hitchhiking once I have a little bite to eat. Hopefully I'll be able to eat the burger. My stomach has shrunk. It always does this when I travel. I know I need food and I try to get it in, but it's like, nope. So in that case, I'll probably try and bring the burger with me and walk up to my hitchhiking spot. Hopefully my stomach will settle a little bit and I can get the last of it in me. I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen. MVK Abong donated $10. Thanks, man. What'd you say? Burger. Thanks. You just bought my burger. I really appreciate it. I think it's because since I like turned on donations, it's almost been like whenever I pay money for something, someone ends up like reimbursing me for that. I'm like traveling while spending no money, except for like I had to buy, or I didn't have to. I voluntarily bought a hostel last night, so yeah. But thank you. Appreciate it. Love that place. Are you from the area, or you just come to Santa Cruz on occasion? Live in the Bay Area? Yeah, actually, like I think 2 of the people I met at the hostel like lived in San Francisco or the Bay Area, and just come here when they have some time off to get away from the city. It is a city as well, but it's a different vibe and better weather. So. I liked San Francisco. It was great. I had a great time there because yeah, I had a place to stay. with one of the band members from Barrio Manouche. Don't know if anyone in the stream right now was here that day, but yeah, I got picked up by the percussionist for this band in Willits, California. He drove me all the way to Sausalito. I think it's Sausalito or Sausalita, California, just north of San Francisco. He invited me to check out their gig that night, so I checked that out, met the whole band, and then the guitarist, Javi, invited me over to their place to sleep in the backyard. So I did that the first night. We did a nice San Francisco walking tour stream. That went well for the most part until it didn't go well, and my battery just died prematurely, and then my network died. And then he let me stay in the house that night. And I also went to another gig of theirs that night as well. So I went to 2 concerts in 2 nights. And I thought they were amazing. If you want to hear what Barrio Manouche sounds like, there'd be a video on my channel of that stream. Or you can look them up. They've got a YouTube, a SoundCloud. They're releasing a new album at the end of May 31st. Wow, this is getting weathered. The lighting is not good. Come on, lighting. But Barrio Manouche. Really cool band. But the genre is like pretty yeah. So I have a business card from the guitarist, and it's Spanish gypsy jazz fusion. That's the kind of genre we're talking about here. It's really fun music. I do have a brief video of Marcos, the guy that picked me up initially, and invited me to check out the band on my Instagram. If you link below, there's just a video of Marcos doing his percussion kind of solo at the gig in San Francisco. Marcos is a cool guy. He's from Brazil. But yeah, as I've said before, like hitchhiking through Washington State down Highway 101 and Oregon State down Highway 101 and Northern California down Highway 101 is a very different beast from what we're getting into hitchhiking into like more into Southern California. Thank you. There you go. I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce MV Kabong, MVK Abong. Where do I start like pronouncing things and not just saying letters? But thank you for the burger. You paid for my burger, which I greatly appreciate. I'm gonna try and get as much in as I can. I'm 90% sure I won't be able to finish the whole thing here, and I'll have to bring the rest with me. It's just the way my stomach is when I travel. It gets used to the lack of calories, the lack of food, and it just adapts to that. And then when I do have food that I really want to eat, it's like, yeah, we can have a few bites of that, but I'm cutting you off now. I don't think that's a good like adaptation survival technique. Like if someone's in a mode where they're like not able to access food very often, like your stomach should like allow you to overeat so you can make up for the times when you can't eat, you know, feast and famine kind of thing. So like I can eat like, you know, if I have suddenly access to so much food, I can eat like 10,000 calories, and that's like enough, you know, energy for several days. I wish I could do that, but I can't. My stomach's in like snacking mode. But anyway, cheers. Thank you for the burger. It's good later too.
Yeah, this would be. It is good. So thank you for the recommendation. Yeah, this is good. And it's also a good opportunity here to refill all my water bottles before I head out onto the road again. I'm guessing it's going to get quite a bit hotter in the next couple hours. So, yeah, need to stay hydrated. You can go quite a while without food and you'll be okay, but water can get pretty bad pretty quick. And I promise this will be a hitchhiking stream. We're just fueling up. And usually when I hitchhike, I don't splurge on like nice burgers like this. It's not usually in the budget, but well, I just felt like trying a nice little local place, and then MVK Bong reimbursed me for my burgers, so thank you. This live streaming thing has been a lot of fun so far. Indoors, who are you and what have you done to Trevor? I know, right? I'm in a proper burger joint, having a real burger, based off of a viewer recommendation and donation, which came a bit later. But yeah, I slept indoors last night, and now I'm eating indoors now. I'm not just like sitting on the side of the road squatting and talking to you guys while I eat a can of peaches on the side of the road. It's a good burger. Pretty soon we're going to be getting into the land of live streamers. Like, the Los Angeles area is like the mecca of people IRL streaming. So that's where I'll be heading into pretty soon. And I still have to decide at what point do I want to head east into Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, that direction. So, like, I'll probably be heading east like fairly shortly. Within a week, we'll be starting to cut east. So I'll have to update my my background image most likely, because it's like 101. Technically, we're on the 1 right now, so we're not even on the 101 right now. But they kind of like disconnect and reconnect the 1 and the 101, so.
Highway 1 is better but longer. I'd agree, and it'd probably be nicer. But there's two things there. First thing, I'm not sure if it's 100% correct because it's just the guy that drove me here into Santa Cruz told me that at some point down the Highway 1 south, the highway, there was like a landslide and the highway's blocked off. So you have to like at some point reconnect back up with the 101, go down, and then maybe reconnect back with the 1. So that's a factor. And the second factor is there's no data south of Mendocino. I think that's what it's called, Mendocino. Just like nothing. So I couldn't live stream it, and the purpose of the stream is to show people what hitchhiking is like. Because I've had a great time doing it, so I want to show people what it's like. And I can't show you guys if I don't have any kind of network. So I'm trying to stick to areas where this stream can actually exist. We definitely had struggles in like rural Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. But as we head further south into California, and we stick to slightly larger roads, it looks like things are pretty well connected. So we'll actually be able to stay connected once I get picked up and we start driving. So. Also, I'm really not, the payment systems here are much different than Canada. In Canada, like, I never have to write anything on the bill. Like, when you pay with your credit card, you just enter the tip amount you want and do it. If it's a cheaper thing, then you just tap your card and you go. It's very simple. But here, like, pay on credit card, they swipe it, and they hand you a thing. You write down how much you want to tip, how much your total will be. You actually have to do math. Easy math, but you still have to do it. Canada, don't really have to do that. Everything's automated. Because I don't carry very much cash, I prefer to put everything on credit. And I get dinged pretty hard if I withdraw cash from a US ATM. It's a $5 fee, plus I'll pay from my bank a 2.5% foreign exchange transaction fee. With the credit card, I still have to pay that 2.5% foreign exchange transaction fee, because there's not really any cards that waive that fee. Chase cards did, but Chase cards within Canada didn't have foreign exchange transaction fees, but they just discontinued both of their cards. The Chase Marriott Rewards Visa and the Chase Amazon Rewards Visa. They're gone. So I think the only one that doesn't have foreign exchange fees is I think it's like a Rogers or a Fido MasterCard, a really obscure one. I don't know, I think they charge 2.5% foreign exchange transaction fees, but they give you 4% back, cash back on foreign exchange transactions. So at the end of it, you do come out slightly ahead on a international transaction, where I pay 2.5% fees, and then I get back your like 1% back in points.
ATM and transaction fees are outrageous in the US, even for citizens. Is it? That's pretty unfortunate. There's another thing I do with traveling. Like, I hitchhike and I sleep in a tent and I travel really cheaply. But the other thing I do is I kind of accumulate credit card rewards points in interesting ways, where you find a lucrative credit card sign-up bonus offer, sign up for the card, get the points, cancel the card a couple months later, wait a couple months, get the card again. You pretty much just cycle through cards to get the points. And like, that was how I was able to, like last fall, I flew from Boston to Hong Kong with a month-and-a-half stopover in Hong Kong, continuing on to Johannesburg, and that was in first class on Cathay Pacific. And that was like $70 in taxes, plus the points I used. It cost 70,000 Alaska Airline mileage plan miles. And then when I flew home from Abu Dhabi to JFK, and then connecting onto San Francisco on Etihad in their first class cabin, which is called first class apartments. And on their first class apartments on their Airbus A380, they have a shower. So again, I used points to fly in a crazy fancy cabin with a shower. So I took a shower 35,000 feet above Greenland on my flight home, and then reconnected onto an American Airlines flight from JFK to San Francisco on their transcontinental first product, which is actually quite nice for a domestic route. And that was 115,000 American Airlines A Advantage miles, and $60-something in taxes. So I hitchhike, but I also see if I can finagle some fancy first class flying in there too. Because I thought that trip was hilarious, because I hitchhiked from Western Canada to Boston, Massachusetts, to fly first class to Asia, and then Africa. So the night before I flew first class with like champagne and caviar and all that bullshit, I was sleeping in my tent in a park in Portland, Maine. And the next night you show up at the airport and you get like ushered through everything. You're the first on board, and they just spoil you. It's silly. The contrast. Oh yeah, the point of that was that I use credit cards as well, just because you do get something back rather than paying cash and just paying cash for it. You get your 1 to 2% back, either cashback points or like rewards points, maybe a transferable point currency system. You didn't hitch a ride on a ship crossing the Atlantic? I did a decent amount of research into trying, or like, how to hitchhike across oceans. It's possible. The difficulty with that is, like, yeah, so you go to, like, say if I was crossing the Atlantic, I'd probably be starting in Portugal, where a lot of ships doing that crossing to the Caribbean start. So you go there and you kind of just like hang out in the town and network and talk and with the different boats coming in and out and stuff like that. And hopefully you kind of hit it off with someone who owns a boat that's doing that crossing and trusts you enough after just meeting you to bring you along for a multiple week long journey across a major ocean. And like, these boats aren't like cruise ships, something like that. It's like, they're still pretty small for the most part. So someone has to be like chill with some random guy they just meet coming on board to a small little boat with them for multiple weeks at a time where you're like right next to each other all day, every day. So it's a weird dynamic. And if you're a super personal person and you can just like make friends like that, then I'm guessing you can pull that off. And maybe down the road I'll try to do that because I think that'd be really interesting. But I haven't tried to do that yet. I want to though. I figure while we're here, I'll just quickly show you what the first class cabin on Etihad was, because I still find it funny that I was like hitchhiking and then I get to the airport and I fly at this. So that's my cabin on Etihad, seat 4A on their Airbus A380. And that's me like, you know, posing with a timer for my seat. And that cost, I think it was like $63 US in taxes and fees to fly from Abu Dhabi to JFK with a connection to San Francisco. I think I might actually be able to finish this. Good job, stomach. I'm proud of you. Scream random. No. When are you heading east? I haven't decided yet. I still have to make that decision. I probably won't go all the way to San Diego. I'll probably cut east before then. I'm just not sure when. Tucson, Arizona? Are you in Tucson? I'd have to look at a map and see where kind of things are. Because I still haven't done any kind of viewer meetup, and I'm excited for the first time that happens, or the first viewer ride. I expect that. I'm guessing that will happen at some point. But just gonna be looking at a map. Tucson, so it's pretty far south. Yeah, I haven't planned out my route exactly. It's possible I'd be going through Tucson. It looks like I'd probably be taking the interstate into town, and then in general I'm trying to avoid interstates when I can. Inevitably we're going to do some interstate hitchhiking. It just adds a bit more intricacy. If I do hitchhike directly on the interstate, that's illegal. I can hitchhike on the very top of the on-ramp before the first sign that notifies you that it is the interstate, or depending on where you're at, some of them will say, have a sign that says no pedestrians, no hitchhiking, no bicyclists. Head to Las Vegas. It could be interesting. Sergeant Donut, thanks for calling. We'll be hitchhiking soon. I started in this trip in Port Angeles, Washington. So northern Washington State. And 27 rides later, here I am in Santa Cruz. And we're continuing south today, so once I finish this burger, refill my water, take a little breather, I'll be walking to a spot where presumably I can hitchhike, and I'll be trying to catch a ride south, so stay tuned for that. We could try to go to Las Vegas. I have to double check the legality of hitchhiking in Nevada. It's illegal in some states. It might be illegal in Nevada. I'd have to double check. Where I'm at right now, I just did a quick Google search. As I've done this research before, I just forget the states where it's illegal. So, seeing here, it's illegal in New York, Nevada, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Utah, and Wyoming. I think it's legal in Wyoming now though. I think that's outdated. So, it being illegal in Nevada, can't go to Las Vegas. Because we're hitchhiking. And that's illegal. And I'm not going to live stream something that's illegal. Am I scared? You don't know who's picking you up? No, I'm not. I could say the first time I hitchhiked, yes, I was scared. Felt intimidating standing on a busy roadside with cars driving past and people not stopping for you. And when the first car that ever pulled over for me pulled over, like, you got a huge adrenaline rush. You're like, who pulled over for me? What are they gonna be like? Is it safe? Are they gonna be a nice person? Are they gonna be a crazy person? But that was 4 years ago. I was 19. I'm 23 now, and I've been picked up over 700 times. And if you do anything enough, you're going to get used to that. It's going to become normalized for you. So now, having done it so much, it doesn't, like, I might feel a little bit of excitement when someone pulls over, just be like, yeah, here we go, let's see where they're going, where are they from? I'm more curious. I want to know where they're from. I want to know the story. It's one of the things I like about hitchhiking is the meeting of the drivers and finding out their story. So, no, I'm not scared anymore. But I can tell you, the first time I ever hitchhiked, and if you ever try hitchhiking, probably the first time you hitchhike, you're gonna feel scared. It's healthy to be scared. But you do something enough, you'll get used to it. What's my budget? I don't have a fixed daily budget. This is a bit of a weirder trip for me financially. Because I have this live stream thing, I have a couple extra costs. Like the biggest one is my data, for my unlimited data for the US. That's a large one. So that's, wow. It's $150 a month for just data. And then I also have a limited amount of batteries, so I have to reconnect every couple days and do a full overnight recharge of my batteries, otherwise I can't live stream this. So because of that, I'm gonna probably be staying in actual accommodation like motel, hostel, something cheap I can find more often than I usually would. In historically on trips, I would avoid paying for accommodation like at all costs. I would just walk really far, find some bushes, set down my tent, and that's what I do. So like in 2015 when I hitchhiked around the world, including flights, I spent like $3,700 Canadian in 8 months, because I kept track while I was traveling. The longest I've had to walk as no one was picking me up. It's a good question. And that's one way people hitchhike, is they'll just walk down the road, turn around when a car comes by, and keep walking. The other methodology, which is the one I subscribe to, is find a good spot to hitchhike and wait there until you get a ride. Because anyone that's kind of seen the stream so far has kind of seen, especially on like Highway 101 where it's like a windy, mountainous kind of road, as soon as you leave town, so speeds pick up, so people are going faster, so it's harder for them to pull over. The narrow, or the shoulder where they would pull over to pick you up narrows, so they can't actually fully pull off of the lane of traffic. They essentially have to stop in the middle of the road to pick you up. And the road starts winding, so they can't, like, if you're like hitchhiking around a corner at highway speed, by the time someone actually sees you there hitchhiking, they're already passing you. So what I do is I kind of get to the end of town, if there is an end of town, and I find a spot with a good line of sight so they can see me from far away, a wide shoulder where they can safely pull off the road out of the lane of traffic, and ideally slower speeds. So ideally I catch people before they go up to full highway speeds. So those are the 3 things I look for. And if you just walk down the road, you're going to lose most, if not all, of those 3 things I look for. So I find a good spot and I wait there. With that said, I do a lot of walking to get to these hitchhiking spots. If you don't like walking, you're not going to like hitchhiking. Unless you're hitchhiking just for fun and you're like paying Ubers to drive you to hitchhiking spots, or taxis to drive you to hitchhiking spots. I'm not. No portable chargers. So what I have are big batteries, like 20,000 milliamp hour batteries. And those will kind of keep the whole stream going for like a day. And I had 3 of them. One of them died on the first day. The second one I have to test again, but it died in 4 hours of use from a full charge, which shouldn't happen. And the third one's okay. And so those batteries have to be charged fully, and it takes like 8 to 12 hours to get a full charge on a big battery like that. And some of my batteries have just given up on life. Spooky Bong, you've one request. Is it your birthday? I think I saw on Facebook. Is it your birthday? Because if it is, I have to wish you a happy birthday. So, but sometimes I don't trust Facebook because your friend will like change it, and then everyone will be like happy birthday, and then it's not actually your birthday, and it's kind of a test because I don't actually know when your birthday is. It would just be when Facebook tells me it is, because again, memory. But I do have also a car charger, like your cigarette lighter charger. The thing is, most rides I'm getting are quite short. Like I'm not trying to get really long rides where I'm driving for hours and hours. I want to be in and out of cars, meeting different people. So that's the part of hitchhiking I like, is the hitchhiking itself and having someone pull over, me get in the car and meet them. That's fun for me. So you don't really have much time where I'd be plugged in and like connecting all my batteries and stuff to the cigarette lighter charger. So I haven't really pulled that thing out yet. I have it, I just haven't pulled it out yet. So that would be my only way of mobile charging. If I'm in a place like this and they have outlets, then usually I'll plug in while I'm live streaming, having a bite to eat. I didn't see any outlets here, and I just got a full recharge last night, so I didn't do that here. Maybe it would have been smart, but I didn't. What's your one request, Devontae? You're killing me here. Yeah, I kind of felt that was what you were gonna say. Maybe once I leave this place, I'll try and sing you happy birthday. I had a feeling it was gonna be something like that. I'll start by just saying happy birthday right now, and then we'll see if I feel vocal enough where where I could sing it for you. So, maybe, but for now, happy birthday. Have I had a bad pickup person before? I've met lots of weird people. I do screen my drivers before I get in, and by saying that, I mean I talk to them before I climb into the car. For those of you that have been watching since day one, I think Spooky Bong was here. I turn down rides if I don't think it's safe, or if I don't like their character. I get a bad vibe from them. So, on day one, I had one guy pull over. I opened the door. I said, "Hey, how's your day going?" And he just looked at me. He's like, "Do you want a ride or not?" In a very like deadpan, serious way. And yeah, I was really like, "Well, I did want a ride, but now I don't." In my head. But I did say something along the lines of, based on how this interaction is going, I'm gonna wait for the next ride. Thanks for stopping. And I shut the door. And he drove away. And he glared at me. But that's the worst vibe I've ever got from someone. And that was I thought it was funny because it was my very first day of live streaming the process of hitchhiking. And that was potential ride number 2. So I thought that was funny that actually got broadcast like right away, right at the start of Hitchhiking America. Yeah, I didn't like him. So that's why I didn't get in the car with him. I screen my drivers before I get in. And some of them kind of like give you a weird look when you like run up to their passenger door, open the door, and just start talking to them and not climbing in. Because some of them feel like they pulled over, so it's almost expected that you just hop in and here we go. But no, you still have an option. And anyone that is thinking about trying hitchhiking, I recommend you do that as well. Screen your drivers, so when they pull over, open the door, or if they open their window, try to have a few sentences said. You can usually tell really quickly if someone's really screwed up, so, or just a total dick. So, I recommend you do that. Because
is, yes, hitchhiking is more dangerous than taking a bus, plane, or train. I don't think it's as dangerous as people make it out to be, but you should still try and manage your risk. So do everything you can to make hitchhiking as safe as possible. And a big part of that is screening your drivers. So you can't be afraid to tell someone that you'll wait for the next ride. It seems like a weird thing to have someone pull over and then you'd be like, no, sorry, have a good day, bye. But you have to be comfortable with doing it. And if you're not, then you shouldn't hitchhike. I'm finished eating, I'm just trying to get a decent chunk of water into me, and then I'll be heading out. Hey, Devontae, what are you up to on your birthday today? You doing anything fun? Or did you do anything this weekend or anything like that? Too bad you're not in Santa Cruz. You can celebrate your birthday properly. What's the best times you had out there? Some of the best times I've had hitchhiking is when you get picked up by someone and you hit it off really well, and then you get invitations to go to different places, to their place, to wherever they were going. So say 2 days ago, was it 2 days ago? Where I got picked up by Marcos and he invited me to check out his band play in Sausalito? Anyway, just outside San Francisco. And then I got to see his whole band play, and then another band member let me stay at his place in San Francisco for 2 nights. And I saw their band play again the other night. 2 nights ago now. And like stuff like that, where you get picked up by someone and you have a really unique experience that you would never have gotten to have. You would never have ended up there if you're just traveling on your own, driving or taking buses, planes, or trains around. It's those unique experiences that I get through interacting with the drivers that pick me up, where it becomes more than just them driving me from point A to point B. It becomes its own little adventure where we go and do some fun things together. So there's been a lot of that through all my hitchhiking. In Europe, I stayed clean because people would offer me places to stay at their house so often that that's how I stayed clean. Like, it seemed like within every third day kind of thing, someone would give me a place to stay, a shower, and usually some decent food. So things like that have been some of my favorite moments. I can give more detailed examples as we go along. There's been quite a few of them, but yeah, those are the favorite type of moments I've had. Can I speak more than one language? No, I only speak English, unfortunately. A lot of the countries I've traveled to, you can get by with English. Europe's really quite easy to get around with just English. I tried to learn enough of their language so I could like make a token effort, just a few words, so it's just to be like polite, but I couldn't have a conversation, I couldn't do anything in their language. And it only really became, I don't know, difficult or a deterrent for me when I got to Russia on my 2015 trip. because I had close to 10,000 kilometers of Russia to get across, and I couldn't talk to anyone. And like I've kind of said, just on the last kind of answer I answered, my favorite part of hitchhiking is like those unique experiences you get from being picked up by someone and kind of like invited into their culture or their home or whatever their activity they were planning on doing. And when you can't talk to someone, you're going to miss out on that. So people in Russia were extremely nice to me. The hitchhiking was extremely easy, but I couldn't really talk to them, so I missed out on a lot. So after that trip, I also had some language barrier issues in Japan on that trip. I've kind of been like, before I do an extended trip to a country where they don't really speak English, I should become kind of at least conversational in the language, because you miss out a lot when you can't communicate with the local population. So this friend is coming down to Calgary, going to see a movie and get wrecked. I drove out to Banff yesterday with girlfriend. What would you have planned out in Santa Cruz? I have no idea, but there's a lot to do in Santa Cruz, or at least it looks like there's a lot to do in Santa Cruz. Seems like a pretty bumping place. I'm sure it's a fun place to party and get wrecked, as you say. Yeah, I'm not sure. You know me, I don't make plans. We'd probably just have to go out and figure out what our night becomes. Dracula asks, what's up? We just finished a burger. Hold up. Yeah, we just finished a burger here, and I'm gonna refill my water, then we're walking out to the highway. We're gonna catch a ride south. So, that's the plan. Ash, thanks for following. Hopefully you enjoy the stream. We'll be hitchhiking pretty shortly. I'm finished my meal. Zanny, thanks for following. Have I been rated? I didn't get a notification, but did Ricerman raid me? If he did, yeah, viewership just bumped up, so Ricerman hosted you. Well, thank you again, Ricerman, for the host. Raid for 50. Okay. Well, once again, I better do something. First time he hosted me, I was sitting next to a tree eating a croissant, and then I went out and hitchhiked. So I was about to go and head out onto the highway and start hitchhiking south out of Santa Cruz. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to refill my water bottle, and then we'll do that. But thank you again, Ricerman, for hosting. That's the third host you've sent my way, so I appreciate it. We'll get out there and do some hitchhiking now. Just let me refill my water bottle.